Hey y'all, this is April Bird coming with your daily devotional. Today is Monday. Happy Monday to you. And I'm just going to let you in on a little sneak peek of, as I always do, of my daily devotional with God. And today my devotional is going to come out of 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 1 through 19. But it's going to give like the end of 17, where it's talking about, we're going to talk about Saul and David. And in the Bible, the topic, it says Saul resents David. But I'm going to tag it a little different. And my title is going to be Know Your Assignment, Beloved. Know your assignment. And what it's going to, the story starts off where Saul wants to know who David is. And his commander of the army, Abner, says, I don't know. But we know that that's his job to go find out. If the king asks you who someone is, that's your job to go find out. And so Abner went and inquired about David. And when he went and inquired about David, David told him that he was the son of Jesse. And so from that point on, as Saul handled everything he needed to handle, David came to live with him from that point on. And so it goes on to state that David and Saul's son Jonathan had instant kinship, kindred spirits. They became very good friends from that point on. Jonathan loves David as his own self. And so he even gave David his robe, gave David his war armor, and they just became kinship. And it says that Saul put David over the men. And so wherever and whenever Saul told David to do something, David did it. And so one day they was coming out of the field fighting the Philistines, the women went to meet them. They went with their tambourines. They went because they were victorious. So they went with their tambourines to celebrate. They were dancing and singing. And guess what they were singing, beloved? Saul has thousands. David has 10,000. Saul has thousands. David has 10,000. So they singing and they're dancing. And Saul like, what? So I have 1,000. And I'm paraphrasing, beloved. I have 1,000 and David has 10,000. Come on now. I'm the king. Something wrong with this picture. And so at that point, Saul became angry with David. David was loving Saul just like he always has, serving Saul just like he always has. But at that point, Saul became angry. And it says in the scriptures that Saul, from that point on, he kept his eyes on David. And so it kind of just takes us to my topic. Know your assignment. Because when you know your assignment, beloved, you don't have to get jealous of anyone. When you know your assignment, beloved, you don't have to feel insecure. Because it's going to rise up. Insecurity comes. Unsurety comes. But when you know your assignment, it should always get you back on task. It should always get you back on what you know to be true. Saul forgot his assignment, beloved. He was so focused on David that he could not focus on the things he needed to focus on. Remember, he's the king. David works for him. He had no business getting off of his throne to try and focus on his servant, the one who loves him, the one who came to make sure he was good. He came and even played the harp for Saul when Saul got bad spirits on him. David played the harp for him to calm his spirit down. And so anybody that he should have been focused on should have been David. Because David wasn't his enemy. David was his friend. David loved him, and David was his servant. But I know sometimes we get insecure and we start to feel some kind of way. Saul forgot his assignment. And when we forget our assignment, beloved, the people who we should be focused on, people who need us as we walk in our gifts and our purpose, they're not going to get their needs met because we worried about the wrong thing. And I remember one of my coworkers used to tell me, why they let you do this? Why they let you do that? They don't let us do that, this or that. And I would tell him, you worried about the wrong thing. He would just fall out laughing. And so what I would say, beloved, know your assignment so you don't have to worry about the wrong thing. Because Saul is ultimately going to lose the kingship because he was focused on running and chasing after someone and causing problems for someone that loved him. Getting mad at David when David just loved him and served him. So, beloved, we cannot forget our assignment. Know your assignment because only you can do what you can do. Only I can do what I am supposed to do. And if I start to do what God has called you to do, I'm going to be out of pocket. And if you try to do what he called me to do, you're going to be out of pocket. So, beloved, don't do what Saul did. Don't forget your assignment. I won't forget my assignment. So maybe we can hold each other accountable. When things get shaky, remember, know your assignment. Because God has given all believers their assignment, their purpose, what he birthed them to do, what he called them to do. Only they can do it. And can't nobody do it like they can do it. And so, beloved, don't forget your assignment. Don't be a Saul. Don't get off your wall. And don't allow people to get you off of your wall. When you know you're doing what God calls you to do, keep doing it. Keep serving. Keep smiling. Keep being happy because you're going to have to give an account to God for what you do in this body. When he say, what did I call you to do? Well, God, they had got me mad. What I call you to do? We're going to have to give an account for what we do in this body. And we cannot see God. We do not want to let God find us with our work undone, beloved. Saul forgot his assignment. He was so focused on what the people were saying. They were praising David. They were praising him too, but they weren't praising him like he was used to being praised. And guess what? He got caught up and started looking at Saul. So when people start praising other people, doesn't have anything to do with you, stay on your wall. Stay on your assignment. Because maybe David needed the encouragement or something. Maybe you didn't even need maybe Saul didn't need what was happening from the ladies at that point. But because they said, Saul has thousands, David has 10,000s, Saul got angry and jealous from that point. And that's where he went wrong. Because that was not God's will for him to do that. And David was there to serve him and to help him. And he pushed someone away that really loved him and that really cared about him and that came with a heart to only serve him. And so I hope I blessed you today, beloved, because that blessed me. Stay on your wall. Know your assignment. And don't let anybody get you off your assignment. Yes, the insecurity is going to come. Saul showed us that. The unsureties are going to come. But go back to the originator, the one who gave you what you have. And don't forget, know your assignment, stay on your wall, and be blessed, beloved. And I pray blessings over you today. I pray that you will know your assignment, first of all, and don't allow what other people say about you and what they think about you to get you off of your wall and your assignment. Because when you know your assignment, and when things start to get shaky, you'll have something to fall back on. Because life is going to happen. Every man born of a woman is a few and far days full of trouble. So stay on your assignment, on your wall, and you know your assignment first. And stay on your wall. And don't let anyone get you off of your game. And don't try to be like anyone else. Be yourself. Because guess what, beloved? We are enough. We are enough. We don't have to be anybody else. Because nobody can be us better than we can. And God gets all of the glory. And if we're believers, we're on the same team. We're on the same team, beloved. So be blessed today, beloved. I pray blessings over you. I pray peace over you. I pray love in your life. I pray joy And I pray that you will know your purpose today. If you don't, you'll go find out. And if you don't know Christ and the pardon of your sin, today is a great day to do that. All you have to do is confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, believe in your heart that God raised him from the grave, and by faith, beloved, you are saved. Get in a Bible-based church and hear from a preacher, a teacher, so you can learn what the scripture says about your life and what you are responsible for as a soldier in the army of the Lord. And by faith, you'll be saved and get with some accountability partners, someone that's stronger than you that can help you to grow in the Lord. And beloved, be blessed today. Have a great day. Bye.